I have a very serious warning for you today. Be very careful about the position your legs are in at this very moment. It is very likely that you are sitting or standing still, thinking you are resting, but you need to know that lack of movement is a direct cause of serious circulation problems. When you spend a long time without moving, blood accumulates in the lower part of your legs and has great difficulty returning upward. This causes your veins to swell, pressure to increase, and your heart to have to work twice as hard to pump blood. Many heart problems begin exactly this way, due to the lack of blood return from the legs. But stay calm. The good news is that this situation can be corrected quickly. The only risk you face here is feeling such great relief in your legs and such a rapid increase in your energy that it will seem strange not to have done this before. In this video, I am going to teach you the 5 exact steps to activate your circulation and help your heart function better. Stay with me until the end, because step number 1 is a movement that takes only 3 minutes, which very few people know, but which is essential for your cardiovascular health. Before explaining the first step, I want to ask you something important. If you also believe that the human body has the ability to recover and remain strong naturally after the age of 60, subscribe right now to the Cuerpo Completo channel. By clicking subscribe, you confirm to me that you value your health and that you want to learn how to take care of yourself without relying only on medication. So let's begin with the 5th element on our list. It is the mobility of your ankles. Never underestimate the importance of this joint. Physiologically, the ankle is the connection point that allows your foot to move up and down. When you walk, that ankle movement is what forces the calf muscles to contract. That muscle contraction is the real mechanical force that pushes blood back toward the heart. If your ankle is stiff and has limited movement, the calf muscle does not fully contract. As a result, blood remains pooled at the bottom because there is not enough force to push it upward. You probably know that feeling of stiffness when you get out of bed in the morning. You may feel that your feet are cold or that it is hard to take the first steps of the day. This happens because the joint has been immobile for many hours and local circulation is slow. The solution is to restore the ankle's range of motion so that muscle contraction becomes effective. But pay close attention to how you should do this, because there is a very common mistake. There is no point in moving your foot quickly or abruptly. The secret to activating deep circulation is to perform slow movements. Before getting out of bed, make wide circles with your feet, slowly rotating to the right and then to the left. Do it slowly. This safely stimulates blood flow. Of the tips we will see today, which one do you think will help you the most? Do you already do any movement before getting out of bed? Tell me here below in the comments. And if you know someone who complains about cold feet, send this video to that person right now. We now move on to the 4th point on our list, which is strategic hydration. This is a purely physical matter. Blood is a liquid, and as such, its ability to flow depends on its viscosity. When you do not drink enough water, the liquid volume of your blood decreases. This causes the blood to become denser and more concentrated. For your circulatory system, moving a dense liquid requires much more pressure and effort than moving a fluid one. This overloads your heart and makes it harder for blood to pass through the smaller vessels in the legs. You can identify this if you suffer from frequent nighttime cramps or feel constant tingling in your extremities. These are clear signs that circulation is not efficient and that there may be an imbalance in your body's fluids. The water you drink enters the bloodstream and dilutes that concentration, allowing blood to circulate with less resistance. But pay close attention, because here is the detail that most people ignore. It is not enough to drink large amounts of water alone. As we age, our ability to retain water inside the cells decreases. The secret is to consume water with minerals. For your body to absorb the liquid properly and improve circulation, add a very small pinch of whole salt or a few drops of lemon to your water. These minerals help the water stay in your body and fulfill its function of keeping the blood fluid. And we are now reaching the most important points on this list. If this information has seemed useful and logical to you so far, please click the like button. It is a very simple gesture for you, but it greatly helps this health message reach other people who also need to improve their circulation and do not know how to do it. Let us now talk about the third element, which is the strategic use of gravity. Gravity is a constant physical force that pulls everything toward the ground, including your blood. When you are standing or sitting during the day, gravity makes it difficult for blood to travel up from the feet to the heart. This inevitably causes a buildup of fluid in the lower tissues due to hydrostatic pressure. You notice this clearly at the end of the day when you see that your ankles are more swollen than normal, or when you take off your socks and see the elastic mark pressed into your skin. That is edema, meaning fluid retention caused by pressure in the veins. The most effective mechanical solution is to reverse the position of your legs so that gravity works in favor of venous return, not against it. By elevating your legs, blood flows toward the torso by its own weight, reducing pressure in the veins without the heart having to strain. But pay close attention, because most people do this incorrectly. It is useless to place your legs on a low stool or a cushion while sitting on the couch. For drainage to work physically, your feet must be positioned at a higher level than your heart. The secret is to lie on your back and raise your legs, resting them against the wall or on the back of the sofa, for exactly 15 minutes. This empties the veins in the legs through the direct action of gravity. And we move on to the second point on our list, which is the specific activation of the soleus muscle. This is a deep muscle located in the lower part of the leg, just behind the tibia and beneath the superficial calf muscles. It is anatomically fundamental, because within this muscle there are large veins where a significant amount of blood accumulates when we are still. When the soleus contracts, it compresses these internal veins and sends the blood back toward the abdomen and the heart. Many people experience chronic fatigue and a heavy feeling in the legs even without having walked long distances, and this often happens because this deep muscle is inactive. In addition, recent studies show that the soleus is very efficient at consuming glucose and fats from the blood to obtain energy, which helps overall metabolism. The secret to activating it correctly lies in the position of your knees, and this is something many people confuse. If you raise your heels while standing, you are mainly exercising the outer part of the calf, the gastrocnemius muscles. To activate the soleus, you must necessarily be seated. When your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle, the outer muscles relax and the work falls almost entirely on the soleus. Therefore, the correct exercise is to sit with your feet flat on the floor and repeatedly lift your heels while keeping the balls of your feet on the ground. And finally, we have reached number 1 on our list. This is the most complete and powerful technique that exists for your circulatory system, because it combines 3 biological forces into a single exercise. We call it the Synchronized Pumping Movement. You may be wondering, why do I need to do this if I already go for walks? And that is a very valid question. Walking is excellent for overall health, but walking is a low-intensity, steady aerobic exercise. What I am going to teach you now is different. It is a specific maneuver designed to generate a peak in venous pressure that pushes stagnant blood from the feet to the heart, with much more force than a normal walk. In addition, this movement addresses a problem that walking does not always resolve: the passage of blood through the pelvic area. Many times, blood rises well through the legs, but encounters resistance when it reaches the hips and abdomen. This movement works because it synchronizes calf contraction, glute contraction, and diaphragmatic breathing at the same time. I am going to explain step by step how you should perform it. I recommend that you read this carefully or try to do it right now with great care. First, stand behind a sturdy chair or near a wall. Rest your hands lightly only to maintain balance, not to support your weight. Your feet should be spaced the same distance apart as your shoulders. The movement has 3 phases that must occur in exact order. The first phase is elevation with inhalation. While you take a deep breath in through your nose, lift your heels off the ground as high as you can, rising onto the balls of your feet. As you do this, the muscles in your calves contract to the maximum and push the blood upward. The second phase is pelvic contraction. At the highest point, when you are on your toes and your lungs are full of air, you must squeeze your glutes tightly for 2 seconds. This is essential. By contracting the glutes, you compress the deep veins of the pelvis and help the blood that rose from the legs continue its path toward the abdomen without stopping. The third phase is descent with exhalation. As you slowly lower your heels to touch the ground, release all the air forcefully through your mouth. Physiologically, when you expel air in this way, the pressure inside your chest decreases. This creates a physical vacuum effect in your chest that pulls blood from the abdomen toward the heart. The secret is not to do this quickly. The secret is the rhythm. Rise while inhaling, squeeze the glutes, descend while exhaling. You should repeat this continuous cycle for 3 minutes. When you finish, it is very likely that you will feel an immediate sensation of warmth rising through your thighs, or even a slight increase in your heart rate. This is completely normal, and is the physical sign that a large amount of blood that was stagnant has re-entered circulation. Now I have a very important question for you. Try doing this movement tomorrow morning or right now. Did you feel that warmth rising up your legs, or notice that your breathing changed? I want to know your experience. Write the phrase "strong heart" in the comments if you commit to trying this for your health. And please, if this information helped you understand how your body works, send this video right now to your family's or a friend's WhatsApp. Many people suffer from circulatory problems and do not know that such a simple mechanical solution exists. Thank you for staying with me until here. Take care of your body, and I will see you in the next video.